You've become the go-to man as the centre forward in Mark Viduka's absence, or since his retirement. How does that role sit with you?
No, it's fine. Obviously, having the experience of the last World Cup and being involved, and now the qualifying campaign of this one, I was involved with everything, and it's a good feeling to actually be a big part of the team and have a lot of responsibility. I think it shows on the pitch as well. I've been doing very very well lately, and it's good to be a big part of the team.
Do you sense any difference in the role that you'll play? I mean, you got game time 4 years ago, but this time you are a pivotal player in the team's success.
Obviously, same as every other guy on the team. I want to start and be in the first 11. So, the next few weeks is obviously important to show Pim I'm fit and ready. Everyone else will be doing the same, and depending on which formation and tactics he wants to play, I guess we'll see who plays, and so we'll wait and see.
Do you find the game playing internationals that much different to playing club football in Japan? I'm thinking like the height advantage that you might be able to exploit in Japan. Does that then tend to disappear against the central defenders in international football?
No, not really. I played in Germany, and every team had a similar, if not bigger, defender. And one thing in Japan is they might be a touch smaller, but I think they definitely play a little bit harder and a bit dirtier to make up the difference. So in that sense, it's just as hard. And I think the difference with international football, playing for the national team, is things are a little bit quicker, a little bit harder, and you have to be that little bit sharper to fit in.
What are the individual goals that you've set yourself for Germany? Sorry, for South Africa.
No, you're right.
Everyone's got Germany on the mind at the
because
moment.
It's the first game.
First
as well,
game, yeah. But for South Africa.
No, for me, first thing, I want to be fit and healthy. Going the next few weeks, and I'd love to be able to score a goal. I think being a striker, or anyone really, to say I scored in a World Cup and years down the track, show my kids or show friends and family. I think that'd be a huge success for me, and I think that has to be my individual goal as a striker, to try to put one or a couple in the back of the net.
Is it going to come from your head or your feet?
It could come from my kneecap or my elbow or my shoulder. It wouldn't really matter as long as it counts.
Now, you are literally a standout player with your height and the hairstyle. Is there any chance you'll actually have a haircut in South Africa?
They won't get a cut in South Africa, but I think once the tournament's over and we come back to Australia, I think it's time to get a haircut. I've started receding a little bit, and I've got 2 little daughters as well, so I think it'll be funny down the track if they look at old photos and I've still got long hair and it's 2010 or 2015, so I think it's time for it that it goes.
So if the locks go, will we still see a headband on the pitch?
Depending on how strange that looks, I might test it out. We'll see. We'll see how short I go, and a few of the boys have even pumped it up to do it for charity and to have it shaved. So we'll see how willing they are to put their money down and get it cut.
Now, I've heard that Mark Schwarzer collects the fines and things. Is there any talk of fines, perhaps because of the length of your hair?
Well, I won't comment too much on that, but not yet. I keep on the sweet side of Schwartzy, so he hasn't said too much about the length of my hair, so we'll see how we go.
The side is relatively settled. Most of the core team, most people would know from 4 years ago. Who are the young players that might be able to push into the starting 11?
The guys here in camp, there's Dario Vidicic, there's Nikita Rukavica, Tommy Orr's here, James Holland's here. Those guys are fantastic young players. It all depends on Pim, but those guys I think can make a difference, and they're definitely taking that next step from just being a young player, sort of being involved, to take that next step up to sort of have responsibility and be a bigger part of the team. What
do you take out of your experience 4 years ago that stands you in good stead for South Africa?
I think just not too much is going to surprise us anymore. Most like you said, most of the team's been together, and we all went to the last World Cup. And I think for me personally, I think I matured a lot, not just as a football player, but as a person, having that experience, being there, and dealing with everything from media to playing and everything on and off the pitch. So having that, I think now that experience is definitely going to put us in good stead for this one. What is the toughest thing about playing in a World Cup? That's a good question. No, I guess that there's always a lot of pressure. You're at the World Cup. You are some of the best guys in the world, and you're playing against the best in the world. So there's always going to be a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Obviously, Australia, the public, the fans, the media wants us to do well, and I guess that's the hardest thing. We don't want to disappoint, but maybe ask me after this World Cup, and I'll tell you what it was.
So public expectation can be just as daunting as the opponents you face on the pitch?
No, it's different. We obviously represent Australia, and we want to, show the world, how good Australia can be, and obviously, you don't want to disappoint anyone. You want to do your best, and obviously win games, and make it a successful tournament, and that's what we try to do. And it's not a strain, but it's, I guess, part and parcel of being a footballer and part of representing Australia. It's part of it.